just bit my face. That was fun. Ooh. Anyway, that was fun. Thanks, Kat, for showing me up. Today's video is going to be a recommendation video, because why not? I assume if you're watching this, you kind of like the videos. If not, then you stumbled here on some terrible endeavour that has gone horribly wrong and led you to a strange channel. I'm going to recommend 3 things to read and 3 things to watch. And the reason why I say 3 things to read is because one of them's a series of books, not just a book, otherwise it would be 3 books. Okay, so I'll go first with the books and then I'll do the films. First series of books I want to recommend is Knife and Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. It's called the Chaos Walking Trilogy, and it starts with this book, The Knife and Never Letting Go. I was meant to read this book for Carnegie Book Awards when I was in year 8, I think, and I never read it. It's not necessarily about the knife, it's about the meaning behind the knife. Yeah, if you have read The Hunger Games, or seen The Hunger Games, and like it, I would recommend these books, because I wouldn't say that they're similar, but I should imagine when the films come out of these, everyone's going to go, they copied The Hunger Games, which they didn't, because the books were released all at the same time. So the first book in this trilogy and the first Hunger Games book were both released at the same time. So they didn't copy each other, thank you very much. But yeah, it's about a boy and a girl who are on the run from the world, but obviously the world is a circle, so the second book that I want to recommend is Handle with Care. You can call it a chick flick if you want. It's by Jodi Picoult, who I quite like. I have a lot of her books. They're all on a lower shelf, which you can't see. But yeah, it's very good. It's about a girl called Willow and her sister Amelia and her mum and dad. And Willow has got osteogenesis imperfecta, which is brittle bone disease, and it's horrible. So here is a charity for it, so you can have a look at what they do and you can donate if you wish. But yeah, it's about her and her family and how everything is affected by that. And yeah, it's quite interesting. It's got a horrible ending. Yeah. The third book I want to recommend is so great. Hyperbole and a Half, or Hyperbole and a Half, but Hyperbole and a Half sounds way better, by Allie Brosh, and it's very funny. She's got a blog, which I will link to in the description and also here, and she is, I think, one of the funniest people on the planet, and I really love this book, and it's a book of lots of her blog posts, and she draws a lot of pictures in her blog posts, and yeah, it's very funny. You can buy it in Smiths these days. Like, you could only buy it online, but you can buy it from WH Smiths, and you should, because it's bloody funny. Now on to films that I want to recommend that you watch. Yay! First film I want to recommend is The World Trade Centers, and it's a true story, and it's about some firemen who were helping in 9/11, and it's basically their story, and at the end they're in it, and it's really good. It's really long, it's 124 minutes, but it's very good. It's not really even that long. Yeah, watch that one. The next one that I want to recommend to you is Disney classic The Lion King, and most of you will be like, why is she recommending The Lion King? Hasn't everyone seen The Lion King? No, they haven't. I had a very good friend, and her family had never watched The Lion King, and I can probably tell you this film off by heart, and The Lion King 2 as well, because I went through a phase of watching The Lion King 2 all the time. Like, I would watch it once before school and twice after school, and that happened for like a year. But yeah, The Lion King, Walt Disney classic, you should watch it if you haven't already, and if you have, you should rewatch it, because if you've grown up a bit, like me, since last watching it, there's subtle humour in there that you don't understand as a kid and you really appreciate now that you've grown up a bit. Yeah. The last film I want to recommend to you is quite bittersweet, but definitely worth watching. After Thomas. It's about a little boy called Kyle who has very severe autism, and he, like, one of his obsessions, in fact his obsession, is Thomas the Tank Engine, and they get a dog, because his mum suggests getting a dog, and his dad's all like, no, and then they got a dog, and it's about how the dog helps him, and I would totally recommend this because it helps you understand everything about life. It's very sad, but very happy as well, and that is also a true story, so would recommend. Bing! Also, whilst we're on the topic of recommending, bit of shameless self-promotion here, here is my blog. You should go and read it because I think it's funny. Yeah, and you don't have to look at my face whilst you're being entertained. You can just internet and read, and you can leave comments on the lovely Google Plus, which I know we all love so much. That is a recommendation video for 3 things to read and 3 things to watch. Put out new videos every Monday, and also blog. I release new blog posts every Monday. Yeah. Gonna show you my cat biting me again now because I thought that was really funny. Ooh. Never gets old. Cat hair in my hair. My nose. That was good. Well done, Frankie.